Hey everybody, I said I'd do just a quick video just to show our menu options. I know I said I had a video that I was going to share. I just can't find it. I don't know what has happened to it, but it's not a problem. Easily fixed. We can just do a new one, okay? Okay, so blank project, I've called it menu example. Nothing special, okay? So what I want to do is I want to be able to, I'm going to do a kind of mid-level, relatively straightforward menu option. Okay, so what's involved with this? And I'll try and build this up an example as we go. Okay, so I want someone to be able to, maybe present an option to someone, as in, here's our menu, and then ask them to enter something. Okay. So I'm going to do this with functions and a loop. Okay, so this will be kind of our main.py, and if we have any logic, then we could hopefully encapsulate that or use classes for this. Okay, so maybe we'll do a simple example with a class once I get the menu going, just in case anyone would like to see how this works. Okay, so I want a menu. So okay, let's just think this out. Okay, so I'm going to say print. What will I say? Select an option. OPT. Okay, and maybe I'll do print. Print. I'm trying to think of my options. So one is to create a student. Okay, we get the idea with this. Okay, so let's say I want 4 menu options. Okay, so these can be anything. Now I'm going to make this better as I go. I just want to show how I'd go about creating something like this first and foremost. So we start with the simplest things. Create. I'm going to follow CRUD for this. Create, read a student, update a student, and delete a student. Okay, cool. So run. Select an option 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my menu. Okay, so you could try to jazz this up a bit if we wanted to, just for console. I hear someone asking, how would you jazz this up? Maybe just put some little lines or statements in. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Let's have a bit of fun with it, I suppose. Ah, okay, cool. Now, if we've asked someone to select an option, oh yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another print. Oh, sheesh. I'm going to do a print, and I'm going to do 2 little, as if it's a console, just sitting there, okay? Like that, watch. As if I meant to type something, okay? So I need someone to enter their option. So I'm going to say option is equals to input. Now, we're nowhere near this being a kind of looping around menu yet, but please make a choice. Okay, my 2 angle brackets that are up here, while it seemed like a great idea at the time, they're gone. Run. Please make a choice, and I'm going to choose 1. Oh, okay, that's a bit weird. So that's just us, working with things. Okay, so we want to be able to present someone with the menu and then ask them to run this. So we're going to end up printing this out a number of different times. Okay, so it would make sense if this was in a function. Okay, So I'm going to show what I mean with that. I'm just going to come down. I'm actually going to copy this, cut it, Control X. I'm going to say def. I'm going to create a function called print underscore menu. Okay. And this is what we have as part of print menu. So when I want to use this, I print menu. Okay, so here I can just go print menu. Okay, let's test how our program runs. Now you can see that. So whenever I want to display this now, I just call print menu. So I'm going to end up displaying the menu back a few times. Okay, so I print out the menu. I ask someone for their choice. Okay, so this is where the logic begins. So we can just do this as basic if statements. So if and then else if, and we can keep going. Okay, so I'm going to say if option is equals to, I'm just going to do it as strings, make my life easy. So what's coming in via option is a string. So we are asking them to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If the option is 1, I'm going to say print what will we say? Create is happening. Okay, we get it. So let's try that. Okay, run. Please make a choice. I'm going to choose 1. You can see it's telling us that the create is happening. Okay, so we can have a logical, so it's basically when we do our menu choice, if they type in 1, it's going to match here, and this is what we do. Okay, so we're just going to do printfs at the moment just to make our life easy. Okay, if it's not 1, it'll be elif option is equals to, and we can keep going and build up as many of these as we want. Okay, 2. Print, I'm going to keep going with this. Okay, create read student st. Okay, if it's not 2, then it might be 3. elif option is equals to 3. Print, what are we doing at create? No, we're not. It's an update, isn't it? Update student student, and then the last one is elif option is equals to 4, and I'm going to print, what does it delete? Okay, cool. So hopefully the 4 of those work. So let's rerun. Please make a choice. I'm going to choose 4, and it deletes. Ah, okay, excellent. I'm just going to have a bit of fun with this. I'm going to run my program and type in 7. Oh, well, we get it. There's no 7. We're only looking for a 1, 2, 3, or 4. We could put a final else here to close up this, and we'd say else. So it's basically if it's not 1, or it's not 2, or it's not 3, or it's not 4, print invalid option. EINV. It's great saying the words, then you have to spell them. PL. Oh, you didn't. Okay. Please try again. Okay, all the typos are happening. I'm gonna blame that it's late, but that's no excuse for my typos. Okay, excellent. So that's nice. Okay, so every time we run it, we get to work with the menu once. Okay, we can put this into a loop. Okay, so I'm gonna just put a little comment here. just to close off, as in, I'm just trying to show that that's our function up here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself into a loop, okay? So while true. So it's an infinite loop. It's going to keep going around in circles, or while 1 is equals to 1, whatever. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to print the menu, ask someone to input something, work our way through the options, and come back around in a circle. So I'm going to highlight our friends here and tab them in to let them be part of the loop. Okay, see the way all the tabs are in? So that's part of my loop. Okay. While true, print the menu, get input in from the user, check if it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or invalid option. Okay, run. There's my menu. Please enter a choice 1. You can see it just comes back around, okay? So it's telling me that the create is happening. Select an option, 2. Comes around again, 3, 4, and it's working away for us, which is great. Okay, so that really gives us the option to start to offer some functionality here. So that's just the basic setup for a menu, and you can see the tasks that we're performing. Okay, so what might be a bit more fun with this, so the menu lives here in main.py, so I'm basically just using a method. I might use a couple of methods with this. So that's the menu. That's how you set up a simple menu. And basically when we want to perform tasks, we do them here instead of the print, the basic output, which is our prints, okay? I'm going to take this a little further. So if people are happy with the menu and want to rock on with the rest of the assignment or things, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to do a simple example where I'm going to create a course similar to CA1, a course with a list of students, and I'm going to maybe use the menu to maybe create a student and maybe view a student or view the list. Okay, so I'm going to go, I don't get, it's just slightly outside my screen. That's the, I kind of just focused in on the text editor, which is, I'm just going to go new and say what I'm doing. And I'm going to go Python file. And I'm going to call it course. Okay. Class course. Init. No, def. Init. Okay. And course has a course name. So that's my constructor. I'm going to pass a course name in. And I'm going to say self dot course name, COURSE, and then self dot student list is equals to a list. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to store a list of student names. Okay, so I don't want, we could just do student objects, but I'm just going to do this. Each student has a name. They're going to attend an event and we'll keep an eye on them. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm going to create a method to print out the list. Def display dis display all, and self, passing nothing to it, for s in, what will we call it, what do we saw, self dot student list, and then we print s. Okay, so that's our course. We have a course name. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Perfect. Okay, staring at this intently for some unknown reason. Okay, right, I need to go back to my I need to go back to main. Okay, so from course import course, so I can use this here. Okay, perfect. So up here I'm going to say tu257 is equals to course. I'll give it a name. That's just going to be stored there. Okay, perfect. Now we get to use the functionality now. So create is happening. So if I want to create a student, I might put the logic in here. So I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to show one way first. Okay, so I'm going to say new underscore name. I'm going to ask the user to type in the new name. New name is equals to input enter a student name. So we get the name in, and then we add that to, so tu257 dot student list dot append. Probably could have driven this through a method, but we want to do a method to add a student to a list when we can add one in ourselves. Okay, so we're going to append new name. Okay, so let's see what we've done. What have we done? I have imported my course. I've instantiated a new course object called tu257. Okay, so that's given me a course object with two attributes, which is a course name and a list of students. I've updated option 1 to ask the user to enter a student name, and we'll store it into new name. And then we're going to access the object, the student list that's in the object via the dot notation, and we're going to append a name to this list, which is new name. Run. So option 1, now it's saying enter a student name, John McCarthy, and we're done. Okay, excellent. So maybe what might make sense, or what might make sense just for the next piece will be to, instead of read a student, I'm going to call this display the list. Display, display the list, display student list. Okay, now I don't know why I'm typing it in here. It needs to be up here, doesn't it? So I'm changing the menu. So instead of read a student, I'm going to call this display the list. Display student list. That's option 2 now. Okay. So instead of the print, I want to display the list. So we've already got this. It's the method we created in the course object. So tu257 257 dot what have I done? I've done something wrong, haven't I? Okay. My dot notation. Okay. I'm just going to run the program. So I'm just going to stop that and rerun, and then stop. Okay, so tu257. Oh, okay, I'm just going to type it in. I'm not sure. Display all. Did I put an underscore in that? That's why I'm looking for assistance. tu257.display all. Okay, so we'll run the method via the object, which is going to print the list out. So I run, I select option 1, I need the student to be in the list, enter a student name. Option 2. Excellent, see it's displayed. I'm going to move the mouse up. It's displaying the list. Let's add a few more people in. 1. Okay, add another student in, enter a student name. I'm going to add someone else in. Who am I going to add in? Okay, so I think I have 4 people in, so I'll select option 2 to view the list. Now we can see it's displaying or doing things for us, okay? So that's really good, okay? That's absolutely perfect. That's an invalid option. Losing the will to speak, or the power to speak. I'm going to show one more thing. I'm just going to do this as part of my little while loop. So I'm going to come right down here and I'm going to say input. Just going to get it to pause. I'm going to try and get it to pause for us, okay? I'm going to stop that and run. So it's still inside the while loop, okay? Oh, great, I have to enter the students again. Now we see why a CSV file is useful. There it goes. Look, so enter a student and then press any key to continue. Then we get the menu back, option 1, Jean Grey. Not sure if I'm spelling that right. I'll Google that later. Press any key to continue. Now if I do the list all option, it's going to display the students for me and then wait and say press any key to continue or press enter to continue, okay? Now I said I was going to show one more piece with this, just if anyone kind of conceptually finds it difficult to put a load of code here into our what would we call it, if statement, I suppose. There's my menu, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down a couple of lines and I'm going to say def. I'm going to create another function, option 1, okay? So what happens in option 1, it's this code here. So literally I'm going to take the code out of the if statement. See the way there's nothing there now for option 1. I'm going to come back up to my method or my function, and paste it here. Okay, so this is option 1, which is new name is equals to input a student and tu257.student underscore list.append. Okay, so now if option is 1, I have to run the option 1 function. So it's going to literally print the menu function out, ask for the input, store it into option. If we get a match for 1, then we're going to call option 1, which is a function. So we're going to run the code block that's contained within option 1. So we could do this for literally all of our options here, okay? I'm just doing it for 1. If it works for 1, it works for them all. Let's not believe anything anymore. 1. Student name. Okay, so that's worked, and then 2 is the display. There are displays. So that's our little menu example. Actually a lot of fun, really, to be honest. Quite relaxing to work with, to be fair, especially at this hour of the evening. So hopefully that was useful. I'm just going to show what course.py was. It's not superly complicated. but it just demos that we can work with the menu. So I should, I could do the same for deletes or whatever. You can start to see how I can build up the functionality here. So maybe try build this example out a little bit yourself. It's definitely going to help for the assignment. And all we're really doing is using a menu to let the user easily run the tasks themselves. So if this was the CA, potentially we should maybe get the functionality of the CA working first, as in I can add someone or do something. Equally, we could set up the menu that we have here and we could start adding in the bits. So you could see I could create a function to be able to, I don't know, read something in, read in a CSV or do something, find the CSV file and read the information in from the CSV file and put it into a list. Then I might be able to try and print out the list and start to work through things. But this is actually nice. Yeah, it really helps us subdivide out some of the functionality and lets us solve pieces of the puzzle one by one. So I kind of like the way this kind of sets up things for us. Okay, so hopefully this is useful. Any issues, any questions, don't be stuck. Please send me a mail. Okay, thanks everyone. I'll talk to you soon.